be a little bit to do with the fact he has received a recent nerf.
All right, thanks, gentlemen, for that brief introduction to the match. We will head right on to game number 1, which will be on Border. It is Team Boost against Dave eSports. It is still Ace of Pirate and XR Troika to take it away. Have fun, guys.
Thanks a lot, Netflix. Appreciate it. So we are coming into Border. Round number 1, we have got Team Boost on the attack, and we will be seeing an early ventilation workshop hold, which is maybe not what you would have expected. Possibly expected to see an armory defense first of all, but with Mirror off the board, do you think that's maybe had some influence there, X?
I think it possibly has a little bit of influence. I think it is a good opportunity to try and throw your opponent straight away. Obviously, everyone would expect an upstairs hold pretty much straight off the bat. Nice to see the Lion getting played despite the recent nerf. Let's see how much of an impact he can make with his 2 charges as opposed to 3, and a little bit of a longer reset time as well.
Yeah, it's no surprise really that I think that we've seen Lion get through the ban phase tonight. Obviously, he's going to be very new. Patch day was yesterday, so he's going to be very new to the teams. They're maybe not going to have played him too much to factor him in, but I wouldn't necessarily have expected to see him every round either since the nerf. So he's down to 2 scans and a longer cooldown in between. So now there is a real option there as to whether you're using him through the process of clearing the roamers or whether you were keeping him for a potential retake situation.
Yeah, definitely, and I think as we know at this stage that clearing out armory and upstairs is crucial to actually controlling ventilation and being able to safely plant or actually take any sort of map control down there. You're going to want to look to take the armory lockers area just there where Valkyrie was, around that half wall, kind of get a protection on the window downstairs and maybe jump in and get a plant through the window. But not really many smoke grenades on offer, and an early Lion scan coming out there just to try and maybe catch anyone on a late prep. But you can see there it whipped through it pretty quick, and I don't really think anyone got caught by that.
Nope, you've got Feral there defending CCTV, but he just drops down into customs as the pressure comes in. I think we're going to see Team Boost trying to take control of top floor, which is very common on Border. If you can take control of top floor, you can then mount an attack on any of the objectives, really. So that's usually your first job. First minute and a half, get control of top floor, clear those roamers out, get the hatches with Hibana, and then start looking at pushing onto site.
Yeah, and it looks like Dealy Die is going to be holding along with Doc, who's playing Smoke down in armory just to try and sort of prolong that for as long as possible. But Dan's going to come and sort of push this a little bit, and it looks like they may have rotated back down to site, giving up that upstairs control. And I think it may be safe to say that they've now got full upstairs control. So Boost seem to have full reign of upstairs, and now they can go about opening it the way that they would like to.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see if they can capitalise on this. As I've already said, upstairs control on board are very important. So it's now time to organise as a team, think about where the pushers are coming from. I think the first priority here is, well, the absolute first priority is get rid of that C4 from Valk. But beyond that, it's to start trying to get a few picks now. You want to get this down to 5-on-3, 5-on-2, 4-on-2, and just see what you can do from there. So it's going to be using the hatches, using those angles. I don't think Ash has used any charges yet, so maybe blowing some of the floor out and just seeing if you can get some early picks, which they do. Mr. Xbox gets the first kill onto the Captain Feral, so that's the castle down, but his utility's not wasted. He's got that done. They get a kill onto Team Boost, but maybe Badger steps straight up and gets the retrade onto My Name is Zach. So that brings us to 4-on-3 in favour of Team Boost. Maybe not Badger getting another for 4v2. So this is exactly what they needed to be doing. Working vertically into site, picking up those kills, and now they can start thinking about a diffuser plant.
Definitely. Almost a bit of a back and forth skirmish there, but I think that Team Boost, they're coming out firmly on top, but they are running out of time, so they are going to have to be, they are going to have to start doing something here. I think the diffuser might be down upstairs, but it does look at this point like they may just have to play for kills unless someone's going to get it and drop a hatch. But Dealy Die there picking up a kill onto Dan, a nice little flick onto the Lion. And Mr. Xbox picking up onto Dealy Dan, so getting traded straight back out. 3 versus 1, all to do for the Smoke here. The diffuser's in hand, and it looks like it's going down. He gets 1 kill, but he doesn't manage to get the second. Mr. Xbox picking up, I believe, his 3rd kill of the round onto Doc. Good first round from Team Boost. I think that they took control upstairs very well. and certainly quickly enough to enable them to be able to do enough with the latter stage of the round.
Yeah, I think they played that with a real Pro League mentality, to be honest. You know, we were sort of getting panicked towards the end of that. You know, they're down to 10 seconds, 15 seconds and thinking, are they going to have time to get this plant down? But, you know, watching a lot of Pro League, that's something that you see a lot. At the end of the day, there are 3 minutes in these rounds for a reason. That didn't faze them. They knew where the diffuser was. They picked it up and they moved into sight and started putting it down, I think with about 7 seconds remaining. Picked up the final kill, so it didn't need to go down. But that shows a lot of confidence from Team Boost. They were happy to just leave it be and take that first attacking round.
Yeah, strangely, we're going to see the same defense this time from Dave eSports, and I don't know, I'd maybe try and switch it up a little bit, make something a little bit different, but they do seem to be pretty set about this ventilation hold, so let's see what we can see this time.
I think we need to see a better hold upstairs. I think that was the key. We called it coming into it. We said if you can get upstairs control of border, you can start to dominate sites. They've got at least Legion and Bandit up here, and I think Ella as well. So maybe invest in a little bit more resource. And I think Legion's just dropped back into sight, but they really need to just take the time a little bit more upstairs this time and just get them to, you know, even a minute and a half into the round, if they can just hold them out of a couple of those important rooms, waste more time. I think Castle last time, as soon as he was challenged in CCTV, dropped into customs. I'm not saying you give up your life for it, but we've just seen how important upstairs control is.
Yeah, definitely. But surely you would take the man himself, Vigil. Waste the time on the drone.
Very good point. Not seen a Vigil yet.
Not seen a Vigil yet, and he is available. He did make it through the op ban, so use the Vigil and waste the time on the drone. But Mr. Xbox and Ella here, maybe Ferox, maybe coming to a little bit of blows. Mr. Xbox managing to pick up the kill onto Feral. So again, that's the captain going to be off the board, and I'm sure that he's not going to be too pleased about that so early in the round.
Well, that's one of the roamers down. I think that leaves that guy Jesus upstairs as Bandit on his own, unless somebody else has rotated. Although I think that was Legion's silhouette that I could see if my eyes don't deceive me, which they don't. So we've got Doki-san upstairs, but saying that, we've got 2 down on site, and we've got that guy Jesus and Doki-san upstairs. So that guy Jesus and Doki-san really need to just continue that work of delaying. We're now down to about a minute and a half, and Team Boost don't have upstairs control yet, so we've got to say this is a positive so far. 5v4 in favour of Team Boost.
Yeah, definitely, it's working. But they do manage to pick up a kill onto maybe not bad, just that's Doki-san off the table. That's Legion out. So Legion's going to manage to get around half of his goo mines out and maybe get 4 out in that time that he's been alive there. If he didn't have any saved up. But as I say, that guy slowly gets down into the objective, and now I think we're going to be in a situation where we've got pretty much everyone playing on site, aside from... No, I think pretty much... Sorry, everyone is playing on site, and now they're going to work around and start creating a little bit more control in the bottom of ventilation room from above in Armory.
Yeah, we've got to a similar situation. It's 5v3, now 4v3 in favour of Team Boost. My name is Zach, picking up the kill onto maybe not Badger from the Echo. Is he going to get, is Smoke going to get a second here and even up the numbers? Nope. CTZN as the captain steps up, gets the kill onto Daily Die. That brings us to 4v2. The Lion scans start coming in. And again, with upstairs control, it is very, very difficult to defend this site. Mr. Xbox getting the kill onto that guy, Jesus. Leaves us in a 4v1. He gets the second onto My Name is Zach, and Mr. Xbox having a stormer against this site so far.
Mr. Xbox is on fire. What is it tonight about Hibana players? All the Hibana players are absolutely going off. It must be that bearing 9. There you can see there 6-0. So he's doing a fantastic job of stepping up to the plate. He's staying alive, getting the kills, using his Hibana charges, really making the full use of that operator, because she is a good operator for killing, as well as having a pretty kick-ass ability. So we're going to move down now to, up rather, to Armory Lockers. And this is something that I was expecting to see last round, but we're also going to see the Vigil. So let's see how Dave eSports can, try and turn this in their favour. They're going to be defending upstairs in Armory. The reason I suggested the change would not be because I think it's easier. I think it's probably equally as hard to defend as ventilation, if not, or maybe a little bit harder. But sometimes just a change of environment can really help. And there's a lot less, to go. There's a lot less. There's no vertical play really. Obviously, you're vulnerable from ash charges and buck and stuff like that from below. But there's no one really bearing down from above you, and I think that can play into the mindset a little bit. But what do you think about the Lion pick? I mean, I'm not sure how effective it's been.
Lion's still coming in now. It got used, I'd say, a good point last round, just as they were looking to push site. They had vertical control, and I think they were possibly considering that diffuser plant, so out came the Lion. But certainly not as influential as we've seen previously. And I think that possibly largely comes down to the distance of, the span of time that you've got in between those scans. So early shots going out there onto the thermite, but not picking up too much damage, just letting them feel the presence there. Definitely excited to see how this hold goes without the mirror. You would expect to see a mirror on this site every single time. Feral and Doki-san obviously looking to hold CCTV hard there. They've just gone for the just stand still method for the first Lion scan. He's not necessarily going to know that they're in there unless they've drawn that out. He's putting some shots through but not seeing anybody yet. Interestingly, we'll see how it plays out, but maybe they've just brought Vigil at the wrong time. I think he could have been much more effective on the previous site that they played 2 rounds than on this site.
Yeah, I mean, Vigil's going to get himself droned out there and rotate away and get picked off from CTZN at the top of East Stairs. So he's kind of been pushed out of his position, and it is a bit of a shame that. But they've spent a bit of time. Feral picking up a kill onto Corey, but Dan trading it straight back out. So this is going to be a 4 versus 3. And Ash is going to be pretty much, he's going to sort of commit to that office push a little bit, kind of half-heartedly. But it seems like the attack's a little bit split at the minute. I'd like to see him regroup a little bit and just convincingly take this now. I think it's their time to really try and dominate. I think it is worth saying that this is, it is Team Boost's map, so you would anticipate
I think the problem that they're probably having now about pushing site is the fact that one player that they're missing is Thermite. So they've got the hard breach of Ibana still as a potential, but do they open up the office side or do they open up double wall? Double wall seems to be bandited, so you maybe go for office push as they have done. But my name is Zach, stepping up very nicely, gets the kill onto Mr. Xbox, so that's the top fragger down. CTZN comes in with the refrag on to My Name is Zach, so that brings us to a 3 versus 2 in favour of the attackers still. This is for Team Boost to lose, although the captain is down, so that leaves us in a 2v2. That guy Jesus picking up Dan, so that effectively leaves us in a 2v1. Twitch, maybe not Badger, has it all to do. He sees one of them, he can't get the shots onto him. He's got Daily Die and he's got that guy Jesus just waiting for his movement now. And he's got to start thinking about where the diffuser is. He's got 30 seconds left, and there's a lot to do for him.
Yeah, really tough that. I think that maybe Badger actually down CTZN there through the wall. Yeah, definitely. That guy Jesus there picking up the final kill. And that's going to be the first win for the defenders. Well deserved. I think they defended that very well. The attackers obviously losing out on the Thermite relatively early on, despite the man count, as you said. They just didn't have the options or the utility to really take much advantage of that. Are we going to see Dave eSports on a bit of a comeback now, trying to build up on a bit of momentum after a win up there? Maybe go back down to ventilation and take another W down there?
Yeah, I'd really like to see them bring Vigil this time, get downstairs and use that Vigil where he is most effective, upstairs on the roam to slow things down. As we saw, the pressure, the problem with using Vigil on the armory defense there, for me, is that he's in the thick of it immediately. Border is all about the top floor, generally speaking. So if you've got an objective on top floor, they're going to push top floor, unless you've got a book that works in from downstairs to get a vertical, taking out the bandits, get a vertical kill. So by playing the Vigil and playing him upstairs in CCTV, you're just not really playing into his strength. You could play any other roam character in there. You could play a Jaeger in there, and then you've got his ADSs elsewhere. By playing him now, when you're trying to defend top floor to a bottom floor objective, I think he can come into his own a bit more. There's not going to be the same pressure at any single location potentially, and if there is, he can rotate out to somewhere else without being on site, use that cloaking device, keep himself hidden, and just maybe waste a minute and a half, and that's what they need him to do now.
Yeah, without a doubt. Vigil there going to be firmly playing upstairs in CCTV as they attempt to hold a customs and supply room. So we're seeing a Dockerby this time, which is something that we haven't seen just quite yet. Not seen an awful lot of Dockerby yet this season. A bit of a bit of a weird one. She has got the smoke grenade, so we have got the utility for a plant. But I'm just wondering if Dave eSports have managed to throw them a little bit with this pick. I don't think this is the pick that they were expecting, although they did lose twice down in ventilation.
Yeah, surely it's got to run through your mind a little bit. You know that they can't go armory, so you're looking at ventilation workshop or supply customs, and it's got to be a part of the conversation to say, well, actually, you know, we've run over them in ventilation twice. They might choose customs. So, but that could be useful anyway. Definitely bringing in those phone calls. Corey getting the first kill there, so picking up an early one onto Jaeger, taking Doki-san off the board. One of the potential roamers down.
Doc kills Doc there.
Yeah, certainly does. And another one coming in, just getting shots onto the Ella. That leaves My Name Is Zach severely lit now on about 15 health, if that, probably less. So they are starting to push once again for that upstairs control.
Yeah, definitely. Corey there just dipping out and maybe going to go upstairs and pressure the point up there. I think they've managed to take that upstairs control, and I think everyone on the defending team, everyone on team... Dave eSports is actually playing on the ground floor. So Ella's down at this stage, so that is going to effectively put us in a 5 versus 3. Vigil is probably about 75% health, maybe a little bit less looking at that as well. We've got Ash at the moment. He's going to be pushing through into Armory. Feral picking up kill onto Corey. So that will be the Vigil picking off Dockerby. The Dockerby picking off the Vigil, I apologise. And is Vigil going to be able to get another? No, maybe not. Badger picking up the kill onto Feral. So that puts us to a 4 versus 3.
Yep, 4 versus 3 in favour of Team Boost here. They're going to want to go 3-1 up at this stage. If they can get there and look to push on to 4-1, that's a massive advantage for them. Jackal, I've not seen be too effective against the roamers yet. We'd definitely be, looking for Jackal to be picking up Vigil. He's already off the board, but maybe just a little bit earlier into round. Mr. Xbox picking up another kill, so we are now 1v4. Smoke has it all to do.
Dealy Die there going to be throwing out one of his first toxic bays with about 20 odd seconds to go, but takes a few shots in the process. The planet is going down, and he does get picked off by CTZN with the Ash. So attackers picking up another round, and is that going to take him into 3-1, I believe? Have we got one round of the defense left?
Yes, yeah, that's 3-1.
Yeah, so that's taking us to 3-1. So we've got one round of this defensive cycle left for Dave eSports. And obviously now we're going to see Armory Lockers. They were successful there. If they can bring this down to a 3-2, I think that's a fair way to come out of the first defensive phase on a map that you haven't, on not your map pick.
To be honest, if they come out 3-2, I think they'll practically count that as a win. I think Team Boost have been fairly dominant so far. We've seen one good defensive Armory, but other than that, it's been coming to 4v2 quite quickly. So yeah, I think Dave would count themselves lucky to come out of this 3-2 at this point.
Yeah, definitely, and I think they've definitely got a good chance of doing it. They've got a Valkyrie this time. They've got the Echo again, the Legion, the Vigil, and they've got that potential for denial. Slowing and restricting and wasting a little bit of time on the drones. Maybe Vigil a little bit of an off pick, as we previously mentioned. Playing him on the top floor, it puts him straight into the fight straight away as the top floor gets pressured. As he's not useless on the bottom floor, but you're going to be playing for a pretty deep late roam. Maybe the Jaeger would have been a better shout, but you never know what the players are comfortable with. Vigil's gun is pretty amazing, so that's almost a good enough reason to take him in itself.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like you say about taking the operator that you're comfortable with. If you know a gun well, if you can handle the recoil, etc., it can be a big benefit once you get into a gunfight. It can be the difference between winning and losing.
It's just that predictability, isn't it? And that thing that you're used to. If you're used to a gun behaving in a certain way, you can compensate for it without really thinking, and then all of a sudden you start jumping around a little bit. And that's where it really comes in that players are able to play multiple operators. You kind of get that. You get a good feel for the overall game, just as opposed to very specific narrow avenues. But I'm not too sure there's anyone on these sides that would class themselves as that. I think everyone's going to be pretty familiar with everything. Looks like we might be seeing a bit more of a back push this time from officers. We've got maybe not Badger there. I'm still interested to see why they're bringing the Twitch, by the way, seeing as Mirror's off the board. I know the F2 again is a fantastic gun, and as we've just said, a good gun's a good enough reason sometimes, but You know, for me, maybe something a little bit different, maybe glass, smoke, capital, something like that.
Yeah, I think the key here is going to be, oh, that's a dirty run out from Dealey onto Citizen. Very, very nice, taking the game by the scruff of the neck there, the Legion, getting out and taking the Ash out. Ultimately, I think it's about using that utility from Corey. He needs to get in there and get some walls open. He got taken out early on last time, which meant that the double wall didn't get open, and I think that shaped largely how they had to push sides, and that led to them, not having a successful attack on there. So, like you said, I'd maybe like to see them change it up, go for a back push, get into office, and start opening that wall up.
Dealey Die there, picking up his second kill of the round onto Dan, and I don't believe he's lost any health in the process, so he's doing very well for himself at the moment, able to get these kills and get out straight away unscathed. Mr. Xbox there, pressuring the window, and Feral gets taken down by maybe not Badger. So Badger there's just been playing that repel and kind of harassing a little bit with his Twitch drone. Finally managed to wear Feral down enough to move and pick him off on the rotate. But time is going to be of the essence now. We're moving into the last minute, so we're going to want to see some progress in terms of a wall being open, maybe, I think.
Yeah, and you've got Dealey Die just looking to get a peek out onto Twitch maybe on that single window, but he's just playing it carefully. They've sort of gone turtle at this point. They've got 4 on site. Zach just waiting there. He knows that it's been open from office, so that's what we wanted to see. Corey putting that utility to use. But now that's quite clever from Zach there. He's moved to the opposite side of the room, so potentially all the focus is going to be on that hole. And can he get any picks? Of course he can. Very nice play from Zach. But man, Mr. Xbox steps up, gets the refrag. Dealey Die comes in and gets maybe not Badger. So we are now 3v1 in favour of the defenders.
Mr. Xbox there narrowly missing out on a kill there, and Doc Isan picking it up. Yeah, not really sure what happened there. I think Mr. Xbox had 1 hit point and a dream, but was unable to close it out. So that's going to lead us through the first defensive phase for Dave eSports. It will now be Dave eSports' turn to attack and show us what they can do. So we're going to see Team Boost now go straight to Armory Lockers. As opposed to, sort of going downstairs and trying to feel it out. They're going to go straight for Armory Lockers, and I hope that Badger is going to change his operator. And with 3 seconds left, he does.
Coming in with the recruit pick.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously choosing a Mirror and Mirror not being available, possibly a little bit of a troll. But we are going to see a Montagna pick for the first time. And this is going to be interesting. Are they going to just open that wall, and are they just going to try and plant with a little bit of disruption? Maybe a few grenades thrown, maybe a little bit of smoke from Monty, or a few stuns from Zafir?
To be honest, on an Armory Lockers, I'd maybe even expect to see Monty come in at the Archive single door. You do have the problem. Oh, just saying that, they don't have the problem. I was going to say the C4 toss from underneath, but there's no operators with any C4, so they could just come in from that east side onto single door, push inside and smoke it out and plant just where we were seeing them.
Yeah, down there choosing the non-toxic bandit route and going for the barbed wire. Although we may would have had a C4 with him, but yeah, getting the plant down could be relatively easy with this Monty. It'll all be on how they push it. It looks like they're going to try and push from the backside, maybe from offices or east stairs way. Doesn't look like anyone's really spawned at the front, and I mean, for me, it looks like Dave eSports have got a pretty solid plan about what they're going to do here. They're not really wasting much time. Everyone seems to know where they're headed.
Yep, the movement says that it just spells their intention out, doesn't it? They've absolutely all moved with a purpose there. They're getting in there quickly, and we've got the acrobatics from Feral there to get round onto the air conditioners, just looking to Archives, and that just says again to me that they're planning to move in through that Archive single door possibly. I wouldn't expect to see Monty go through offices at any point. It is a bit of an unnecessary risk, so with him being on this side of the map, I would expect it to be just inside Archives. The other alternative obviously being just inside double wall, but yes, in come the lifelines from Zafir, reining in. Docky gets the kill onto Dan, so that brings us to 5v4, Bandit off the board, and it's going to be time. Yep, the plant starts going down. Zach is in there. But very aggressive play from Citizen. Gets in and gets 2 kills, including Monty. That's unbelievable. Ferrell from the window gets Citizen, gets Badger. It all goes off in about 10 seconds and leaves us 3v2. Diffuser down inside the door. Smoke is raining them out. And this is going to be quite difficult now for the attackers because that diffuser is down and the defenders know exactly where it is.
I think that in and amongst the chaos, Doki-san managed to pick the diffuser up and take a bit of smoke damage in doing so. So diffuser will be in hand, but we are now going to be in a 3 versus, oh apologies, we're now going to be in a 1 versus 2. So we've got Feral and Doc. Is the diffuser going to be able to get planted down, or is he just trying to bait it out? Mr. Xbox over at the other side of Armory. Probably safe to try and get the diffuser down at this stage and just play play defending that instead. Oh, Doki-san looking away at the wrong moment. That's going to bring us to 1 versus 1, but the diffuser is down. So Feral is going to have the defending to do. He's not got anything left on his lifeline, but he has got the advantage of, being able to hide behind the ventilation units and not have to really peek this. So he's going to keep himself relatively safe, and Feral is going to get a notification as to where Mr. Xbox is or has been. Time now to start getting on the defuse, and Feral is going to push this, but Mr. Xbox manages to get the kill. Has he got enough time to defuse? I believe he has. If so, this will be an absolutely fantastic clutch from Mr. Xbox, all the way from the other side of Armory. Breaks it down into 1v1s, as we say every single time. The key to winning these, 1 versus multiple, is break it down into a 1 versus 1. And I think that Feral there could have done a bit more to get the trade when Mr. Xbox killed IQ.
What a clutch. What a clutch. He comes in on 11v2. He runs outside, gives his location away to Feral, still picks up the kill, and I think must have had about a second, if that, available spare when getting on the diffuser. It was fantastic play from Mr. Xbox. That's the sort of player that wins your games. Simple as that.
It's certainly a way to come into your first defensive round. I think that's going to have given his team a bit of a boost, and if it hasn't done, it should do. Excuse the pun, but we're going to move down into ventilation workshop now, and it looks like, I don't know, I've got a bit of confidence now. 4-2 up. It looks like we're really starting to really change some rounds together.
Yeah, brilliant play as well. I'm really, really impressed with Team Boost coming into this. It's the first time I've seen them play, and like you say, they've not really put a step wrong so far. The couple of rounds that I don't think they've lost a couple of rounds so much as the eSports have won a couple of rounds. Yeah, very, very good so far from Team Boost, and interesting to see what they can do this time. They don't have the vigil again, so they're gonna need to keep a roam presence upstairs. They need to learn from what they did well on ventilation, which was get control of upstairs, open the hatches up, pick up a couple of kills vertically before starting to push side. So looking to see them learn from that and keep at least 2 alive up into the middle of the round upstairs to halt that push.
Definitely. Dave eSports here bringing quite a heavy soft destructible presence. So they've got a sledge and a book there, and I imagine that's going to, the main job for that is going to be to go upstairs and really create some mess, open up the floor. Citizen there picking up the first kill onto Doc, so that's Hibana off. So if they have locked up the hatches, they're going to be a bit more difficult to get, and Thermite will have to make a bit more of a conscious choice as to what he's going to open. But that guy, they're just missing out the kill narrowly onto Citizen.
Yeah, fantastic early kill from Citizen there, getting Hibana. Interesting, completely different tactic here than we saw when Boost were pushing upstairs. Dave eSports looking to push through detention and work on the same level, maybe not getting that same upstairs control. Ash opening the wall from supply there, so now going to have an angle in towards the main stairs. But yeah, I always like on border. I think if you can gain proper upstairs control and just start picking off from the hatches. I hate fights whereby you're on the underneath of a hatch and you're trying to fight upwards. It's always a difficult battle. So for me, it's going to be interesting to see what Dave can do from here. Zach is going to get that wall open from Tellers with the castle on the other side of there. But he's just going to have an easy peek to make. Jesus getting a kill onto Citizen to even us up at 4-4 though from that hole he opened in supply. Badger getting the kill onto Zach, bringing us to 4v3. We've got Hibana Thermite down and we've got Ella down on the defensive side.
You kind of will think it may be a bit of a missed opportunity. They've not used that soft destruction to open up upstairs, because now they've got a situation where they've got I think they've still maybe even got a defender playing upstairs, and they've got to kind of find angles throughout the site. Yeah, Bandit's still up there, so they've got to find angles through the site, deal with that potentially if they want to try and get a plant down and get kills at the same time. It just seems like they're giving themselves quite a bit to do in these final seconds. Like I said, moving into the last minute now, and Jesus, they're just picking up the kill onto Badger. That's going to be Castle. And oh, that guy Jesus again picking up the kill onto Dan, and Mr. Xbox trading it out. Feral picking up the kill onto Corey. So as ever, all happening at once. Mr. Xbox now rotating back down. He's on the main staircase, and Buck is going to be keeping a keen eye on his rotate.
If anybody's going to do this, surely it's going to be Mr. Xbox. He's the top fragger so far. He's having an absolute storm of a game. He's now 1v2, but he's got Buck super lit and the diffuser not yet down. He's playing this right. He's just keeping his distance. He's trying to force the plant. He's trying to work in and put the fights in his favour. Meanwhile, Dealy is going to get the diffuser down as Buck, so that leaves us in a retake situation. But Mr. Xbox on full health here, so let's just see what he can do. He's actually going to go upstairs, and I think they've got some murder holes opened up upstairs, so he's going to see if he can get the kill from up there without having to necessarily risk himself. Can he get an angle onto anybody? I don't think he's going to.
I think he may have got an idea as to where the diffuser is, but unfortunately he gets picked off by Feral as he comes down the hatch. It would have been a big tall order, that. I think Buck was pretty much one shot at that stage, but again, diffuser down, clutch situations are always fairly difficult to come by. And I don't think we can take anything away there really from Dave eSports. I think they played that very well.
Yep, they knew what they were doing. They had a plan. As I said, it's not the only. There's never one way to attack any site. So whilst going upstairs and getting upstairs control can be important, they did very well without it. They got in through detention, picked up a couple of early kills, and by not doing that, it sort of wastes the defender that's upstairs. You had Bandit upstairs for a good portion of the round there, without really being effective. So it's all different strategies, which is the beauty of Siege.
Yeah, sometimes when you just push the site, you realise they've got a couple of guys playing off, you push the site, and especially when a castle's incorporated, because a castle's quite a big deal to get through. You've either got to, as a defender, you've got to, rip it down. As an attacker, sometimes there's no option but to, hit it, 11 times. But if you're playing with a castle and you're playing with roamers and the attackers identify that early doors and they're able to take advantage of the fact that you're pretty much locked off from getting back down to site, push the objective and make it work for you, and that's definitely what they did that round, and it certainly did work. So pretty, we're pretty even here. We're at a 4-3 round count, so it's it's going the distance. It's not one-sided by any means.
Nope, Dave will be looking to pick this up now, bring it back to 4-0. They've got the popular armory defence, but as we've seen, I think we've seen it 1-1 and lost once. So the Valcam just going out there and landing on the sign, so he's going to have some good outside. I think he'll just be able to see ventilation from there. Yeah, he can get a peek onto there. Nearly landed on the wrong side of that bar, but he's got it where he needs to.
Seeing a Glaz this time as well, Glaz and a Capital. So possibly with the Thatcher combination, we're going to try and get this wall open pretty quick sharp by Team Boost. Get the wall open, get some smoke down, get a plant off, and try and defend it from the rappel and stuff with Glaz. So Ash now looking to go underneath and blow out the batteries.
Yep, I'd like to see some aggression in this approach. Get Thatcher up there, get those bandits off, and just start getting that wall open.
It looks like we've got some smokes coming out already, which is
I think they're doing that for the benefit of Glaz, so that he can do exactly that, but he misses his shot there. That would have been a great early pick for him, but it has just kept Bandit away from that wall, and they've now got it opened, and that's really going to open up Glaz's ability to work into this site. It's giving him a wider angle.
Yeah, Glaz knows there's one there behind half wall. I think the Ash charge came from underneath, and that forced him to stand up. Feral picking up the kill, Dan getting a kill onto Zach, Doc trading it straight back out, back onto Dan, then Corey picking up Jesus. So that's going to take us 3 versus 3 in a matter of seconds. Once again, the plant is now going down. C4 comes out from Badger, that kills Dealy Die. Doki-san picking up the kill onto Badger, so immediately again traded out. Corey is very weak at this stage and is playing over in CCTV, manages to duck the C4, but I think the bomb is going down yet again. Corey going to blow out a little bit of CCTV wall to maybe get a better view, but Glaz is going to be keen onto him and picks the kill up. Citizen there trading it out to Doki-san, so that is going to be a 1 versus 1. We've got Glaz versus Ella, and the diffuser is down.
Ella knows exactly where Glaz is. Glaz knows where Ella is. This is just going to come down to gun skill. And Ferrell picks it up. He's already had a couple of good kills with Glaz that round, so that's no surprise. Obviously got his eye in with the sniper there and just picked Ella up as she moved in to be aggressive. Headshot at the doorway. Very good from Dave.
I think Ella's not got much choice there but to try and push that and, you know, create a little bit of an advantage in removing some of the space between her and Glaz, create some advantage in terms of obstacles, because obviously Glaz's, Glaz's gun is a semi-automatic, so it's only going to fire as fast as you pull the trigger, and her Scorpion's going to massively outfire it. So I think she made the right choice in in trying to take the fight to Glaz, but unfortunately for Team Boost there, they couldn't quite manage to keep them out. So we're going to see another armory defense. And I think it was fairly close in the end. Obviously, it came down to a 1 versus 1, but there was a couple of pivotal things that maybe, they could do to learn on. They did not brought a Glaz this time, so I don't know. Maybe would you learn off the back of that and see what your opponents have done and bring a Glaz?
Very possibly, but they are setting up a game. We've got the Valve there, so Citizen on Ella. Citizen definitely favouring Ella. Ferrell switching from Glaz to Doc this time. I don't know, maybe they just felt that the Glaz... I mean, Glaz got 3 kills there, so I don't know the reason for thinking it was ineffective, but maybe you said it's just about not banging your head against that same approach, and they're not going to go for double wall this time. They're maybe going to approach archives and office, so Glaz is less useful there, and maybe it's just with that in mind that they've not brought him this time, and that indicates we're going to see them switch it up rather than try the same strategy again.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about last time, and being very reactive. And, despite the fact that something works for you, it doesn't mean that it's going to work next time, and it doesn't mean that it's going to work the time after that. You've always got to be keeping things fresh, because players, quickly learn player tendencies, and they quickly do learn. So I think that to maybe switch this up isn't too much of a bad thing, and I would like to see a little bit more of an offices push. So Mr. Xbox there is going to be playing on the Jaeger, Citizen in CCTV. The first Lion scan is going to come out, and that isn't going to catch anyone, I don't think, but Dokistan manages to pick up the kill onto Citizen, so a bit of a combination there of Lion and good drone work, I think. Obviously the just stand still meme that's sort of developed, but obviously if you get droned, you still get droned. Dan picking up a kill onto Ferrell, so that's trading out the Dockerby. Dockerby's going to be down. C4's going to come out from Dan, but doesn't manage to get anyone just as Thermite opens the wall.
Excellent play so far. Corey getting in there though as a defender and taking Dealey Die off the board. So that is Dockerby and Lion down. So that Lion utility out of the way now. He's obviously used 1 scan, which did seem to contribute to the death of Citizen at least. But Badger getting the kill onto Docky. So that leaves us at 4v2 now. Capitao off the board. More utility gone in terms of those smokes. And it's going to be a big ask from here for Ash and Thermite to get in and get that diffuser down.
Yeah, they've got it all to do here, 4 versus 2, but they managed to pick up the first kill. Jesus getting the kill onto Badger, so that's going to bring their odds a little bit more in their favour. Smoke just managing to get the shotgun kill. Well, not just managing, all absolutely obliterating.
He took his head off.
He took his head off. And that's going to lead us to a 3 versus 1. That guy Jesus there, he's going to be a little bit dazed, think he gets hit by the Ella. Throws a drone out for his teammates to watch on the flank, no doubt. And he's going to come head to head here with Dan. Dan playing the bandit.
Jesus is going to have to add another feat to his list of miracles if he's going to do anything here.
Wow.
He's moving in. He's playing it quite slowly. He's trying to get the angle onto people. I think he knows exactly where they are, but he just can't do anything about it. Dan steps up, gets the headshot, finishes the round for Team Boost, and that is a solid defend of Armory.
Yeah, very good defense. I think that it's always tricky when you try and open the armory wall, get a plant down, and then die out of it, because the diffuser was down up there, and obviously that's going to be very difficult to try and recollect and do anything with. So always a tough one, especially when you then, the last guy's then going to be pushing over from offices where he needs to get the kills. We can see there that Mr. Xbox there picking up plenty of kills for his team. He's 12 kills and 4 deaths. On the opposing side, Ferrell, as the captain, is leading his team as best he can with 10 and 7. So we are moving into match point now, and we're going to work down to ventilation workshop for this. I do believe that we have seen this previously, and I don't think they quite managed it. So let's see how they manage to do it this time. We're going to see the same plays with the castle, castling off bathroom, very standard. Valkyrie, Legion, Bandit, and Smoke. Are they going to play upstairs a little bit? Would have been nice to maybe see a Vigil.
Yep, last time out we saw, and this could be a deciding factor in that, last time out we saw Dave actually push through detention, and they'd largely worked through the downstairs. There wasn't really any action upstairs at all. So it could be with that in mind that they're actually focusing more on the downstairs. But Citizen defended that area well last time. He picked up a kill there and then put some damage in before moving out. So let's just see if he plays in the customs area and just gets that Vault Cam out of his reach, unfortunately, but not quite where he wanted it.
No, it's a nice spot if you can get any sort of camera in there. It's always very advantageous. There's a lot of angles that you can peek on from there. So it looks like we're going to have Sledge wasting no time entering tellers, getting down that castle straight away and picking up the first kill onto Badger. So Feral there is coming out and he's leading his team to victory. They're wasting absolutely no time pushing this. Zach is already thermiting. There's 30 seconds gone off the clock. The defenders are barely finished setting up. Dan there is going to pick up a kill onto Zach. And is he going to pick up one more?
This is going to be all about fortitude and how they react now. Like you said, they've absolutely rushed in there. But Mr. Xbox using that verticality to pick up Daily Die, getting himself onto 13 frags now. Definitely a top fragger, but it's just slowing down on the kills a little bit. The aggression from Feral continues, though, as he picks the kill up on the Valk, taking Citizen out of the action, and Corey getting the trade back onto Jesus. So that leaves us 3v2 in favour of the defenders. Feral and Docket are the two that are left, Hibana and Sledge.
Dan picking up a kill onto Doki-san, so that's going to lead us to a 3 versus 1. It's all down to the captain now to keep Dave eSports in the game. He's got a lot to do, but he's also got a lot of time to do it with. He's going to look to take out some cameras, but he's probably not going to see the Vault Cam. And Corey manages to close the round out on very little health, and that is going to be a good win for Team Boost.
Excellent play there. Very, very well reacted from Team Boost. As you said, they had the rush come in. They rushed really hard there. They just tried to, I think they just tried to take the game by the scruff of the neck, get in there quickly before, like you say, while the last minute setup was going on, and just try and overrun them before they could really get themselves up. But Team Boost dug deep. They just sort of turtled up. They got themselves into position quickly, watched the angles, picked up a couple of kills, and from there it was just about staying on top of them.
Without a doubt, and I think that just goes to show that sometimes when you try and really bring the fight to somebody, it does work in terms of you get the element of surprise. So as we saw then, Feral managed to pick up the first kill, but after that, I think that Boost was so quick to react, and they'd set up in, they'd set up in such a way where they were already kind of set up. They didn't need much more of the prep phase to get set up like you sometimes do if you play in mirrors and Jaegers and things like that, things that, operators that require a bit more setting up time. But I think that the way that they played just enabled them to be able to go, oh, you know what, they're pushing that way. Let's jump right on it. I'm going to play from upstairs. I've got that angle from here. I've got this angle from here. And all of a sudden the trading kills out. And before they know where they are, the early rush attack, all the advantage they gained kind of got lost because they were all kind of in the same place. So, despite the fact they managed to get a couple of walls open and get some kills, I think there was 3 members of Dave eSports all in the tellers. And at that stage, you kind of just start thinking, well, we know where 3 of them are. We've already killed only one elsewhere. Let's work around this and let's try and push it from, as defenders, let's try and lock down different angles. And we're just really going to limit their options and close them in.
Yeah, interesting to see the use of Lion post-nerf. Not really that impactful, would you agree?
Definitely. I think that Lion was picked there a lot more than I thought he would be. He seems to, he got banned in one of in both the matches on the first game, and I was kind of not surprised by it because obviously, as we said, patch has only been live for a day, so we don't really know to what extent. Obviously, TCS has been out for a bit, but we don't really know to what extent the live version of Lion is going to be like, but not very impactful, and maybe better utility brought from elsewhere.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing that I would have suggested we might have seen more of was Vigil, but when he did get played, to be fair, he again wasn't particularly effectual. He didn't really manage to stop their own game too much, and so maybe they, based on the strats they've been playing against, maybe thought it was best to leave him.
Yeah, we're going to be moving into bank. Going to be moving into bank now. So this is going to be a map that Lion is very popular on due to the large roam game. Vigil is very popular on due to the large roam game. So I think that Lion and Vigil may be a little bit more pivotal in this map if they get through the banning phase.
Yeah, well, it's the old lion jackal combo. See if see if that comes up at all. Like you say, a very heavy roam map. So
absolutely. So we are going to move into the map right now. The teams are all ready and loaded in. Ace, have you got the op bans for this one in front of you?
I do. It's the same as last time. We've got Blitz, Mirror, Ying, and Pulse have been banned.
So, I was a little bit surprised, really. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised when I saw that. I wasn't expecting the same operator bans for both the first and the second map. It's not. Does that show something about the state of the game? Is that Blitz is just so overpowered on every map? Ying is so overpowered on every map, or is that what these players are thinking? Or what's your thought behind that?
I think Blitz is Blitz. I think regardless of map, nobody wants to play against Blitz right now. They've brought in the Blitz nerf. They've reduced his flashes down by 1. They're going to reduce the distance of his flash. But I honestly don't see that as the problem. The problem is when he's approaching you, at the speed he can approach you, it's just extremely difficult to have any sort of fair gunfight with. Especially, he runs at you and then he starts crouching, and it's just... They can line up a headshot without bringing the shield down, and then it's a case of just that quick switch to ADS. So, to be honest, I think they might have just approached the nerf in the wrong way there. But I can understand they don't want to sort of nerf him back into oblivion again. They've buffed him to try and bring him into the pick rate. But I don't know. I just think they've gone about it in the wrong way, and I think the fact that he's still going to be getting banned every single round just goes to show that at the minute nobody really wants to play against Blitz. Ying, I think, is obviously specific to bomb, but still those candelas are very, very powerful when you're trying to get a bomb down, especially in a location like lockers downstairs.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to see lockers as the first site to defend for Dave eSports. So we're going to have Team Boost on attack. They're coming hot off a win. Let's see what they can do here. They've got the Lion and they've got the Jackal. So are we going to see a heavy roam clear here? And some, try and real pin down these roamers and push people back to objective, get the hatches open and see if they can get a plant off that way. Mr. Xbox there just spotting Vigil before he goes into his cloak, and Dealy Die also playing upstairs.
Yep, so quite a heavy roam game here. We're starting all the way up on 3rd floor. I'm sure they want Team Boost to just get inside and feel comfortable downstairs before they start pressuring them. Jesus getting the first kill onto Corey. Can he get the second? No. Badger picks up Jesus, so that brings us to 4v4. Zach picking up Mr. Xbox. Dan getting the kill onto Docky. Zach getting the kill back onto Dan. So it all goes off again inside 5-10 seconds. We find ourselves at 3v2. We've got... Echo, Vigil, Legion left. We've got Twitch and Hibana on the attack, and they have now got it all to do trying to attack site with 3 defenders left on the board.
Dealy Die picking up a kill on Citizen, making it a 3 versus 1. So Badger's got a lot to do here, and I'm not sure why they all sort of fell down that hatch. I knew they knew that there were 2 guys upstairs, but surely they could, they'd understand that someone would be watching around elevator way, and I don't know if that was all planned. It seemed like Lion kind of fell down that hatch a little bit, but Badger picking up a kill onto Feral, so he's bringing this down slightly into his favour. Zach there narrowly missing the headshot. I don't think he realises how close he was for that, but it looks like Echo and Legion are going to try and push this from both sides, just holding, fairly tight angles. Zach there is going to get a really good idea as to where Badger is playing, and he's just going to wait for potentially Dealy Die to push up so he can use his Echo drone and get the kill, but Zach is taking Twitch shock drone damage. Each player using their ability to the absolute maximum here. Badger there proceeding to round elevator's way, puts a couple of shots into Zach, so Zach's absolutely got no health. Looking up at that, he's probably got about 10, if that, maybe 5. And it was worth saying that Twitch does have the bomb.
Yeah, he's got to be thinking about a diffuser plant at this point, but he does have time. Gets the kill onto the Echo. So that leaves Badger now in a 1v1. So this could be a clutch situation. But does he know that Dealy Die has rotated as Legion? Let's see, Dealy Die just trying to edge round. The shots coming in. So yes, he must know that he's there. Time for Badger to get the plant down. So he's going to start placing. Is this going to stick?
I think that he was just sort of faking the plant there, and he's maybe going to try and get it down in a bomb site. Looks like he's going to try and plant down an A bomb site, which does make a bit of sense. But he is got stuck by a goo mine, so he is going to run out of time. I think Badger there needs to, maybe not look a gift horse in the mouth and just get the bomb down when he can and try and play the angle. I know it was advantageous to try and get to the other bomb site, but the goo mine there coming in clutch, and just that's how important these goo mines are. They really can be pivotal in the round. Just because you're alive doesn't mean you have to be getting kills and stuff with the utility such as Vigil and Echo and things like that. Legion and Echo. You really can just place a goo mine down, and if you think you're going to place it in a high traffic area that could see a little bit of movement towards the latter stage of the round, you're going to totally deny that plant because they've got to pull it out before they can plant. So good clutch play there, up to Tellers and Archives now.
I think Badger, as you've said, has got to be kicking himself there. He's got, I think, even on that fake, I think he had the diffuser half, 3/4 of the way down. Sometimes, like you say, just don't look the gift horse in the mouth. Get the diffuser down. Dealy Die was back in vault. I mean, he's not to know that, obviously, but Dealy Die is back in vault. He's sitting still. That's a guaranteed plant.
The thing is, Dealy Die was playing that as the way you would expect, and play it very passively. At that stage, it's yours to lose because, as we just saw, there's a chance that the attacker's going to screw up. And whether that's a that could be anything. It could be like a technical problem, the mouse not working, keyboard pressing the wrong button. It could be you're playing literally for anything there to happen. You're just waiting for the attacker to plant the bomb or not. Just stay alive and run away, and then try and if you need to, try and retake. But yeah, in situations like that, I think you've just got to get the bomb down. But interesting shield placement here.
That sounds like the sort of stuff I'm usually hoping for. I hope his keyboard's not working.
Yeah, I hope his mouse is out of battery.
I hope his mouse has run out of battery and is on wireless, and that's just in the first 15 seconds for me. So moving into the round, we have got an Archive Teller's hold. We've got a couple of roamers upstairs. We've got Feral on the Vigil again. So he's going to be looking to waste that time. He's not going to want to give up the CEO, even though we don't have a book on the map, but we do have a Jackal who could get in there with that shotgun. We've got Ash who could get in there. Just open that floor up and start taking pot shots down into objective.
No Lion this time, but still a Jackal, and I think this is going to be a little bit more the norm. Jackal is a fantastic operator for clearing out the roamers. I absolutely love playing with him. It's going to come to a bit of a skirmish here, though. And Feral manages to pick up the really nice headshot onto Jackal there. Puts shots down in onto someone else. I think it was Citizen, maybe, through the wall.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Connect.
Great Vigil play so far. This is exactly what you're looking for from Vigil, and that is if he can see through there and get a kill, that is a nasty, nasty peek. But great play there. Dealy Die picking up another onto Corey, so the attack just starting to falter a little bit, but Badger maybe just stands up. Citizen gets the second, so that's Docky and Dealy Die off the board, bringing us to a 3v3. We've got Ashibana, Twitcher left against the Jaeger, Smoke and Vigil. Feral still up there, wasting time. Mr. Xbox and Badger know that he's there. There's nothing much they can do about it. He's behind a hard wall. They're going to have to start pushing him, but Badger is not going to want to do that against Vigil on such low health. It's going to have to come down to Xbox, surely.
Yeah, Vigil here just showing how powerful he is, wasting so much time. One guy just sitting really tight in the corner, and it looks like he's going to pick up the first kill onto Citizen, maybe. Citizen there getting down, but Mr. Xbox trading it out. Citizen is going to get revived, and it looks like they may have enough time to revive, to reset Badger if they would like to, and that is exactly what they're going to do. So they're going to get everyone up to at least, well, 2 guys up to 50 and 1 guy around 100 for this final push. 3 versus 2. They've not got that much time left. We're talking about 30 seconds, but the floor's going to start getting opened, make people down in the objective feel a little bit more uncomfortable, and maybe try and catch someone. But as we say that, Jesus there has rotated up, and I don't think that they're fully aware of it. Xbox there doesn't manage to see him, so Jesus picks up the first kill, and that leads us to 2 versus 2.
Yep, Absolutely brilliant late flank here from Jesus. If he can pick another one up, then he's won this round for his team. But great play from Ferrell as well, showing exactly how that vigil should be used. I was watching it as X was commentating. He started at 1 minute 15, and before he downed Citizen, it finished on about 35-40 seconds to go. So he wasted more than 30 seconds there, just as one man on about 30 or 40 health. Absolutely spot on. And then Jesus with that late flank. So those two pulling plays out for their team just to win them that round and take them ahead 2-0.
Definitely Team Boost here certainly look like, you know, they may be struggling a little bit to sort of chain anything together.
For sure, for sure. So we are going to be seeing a CCTV lockers hold again. So that's not too much of a surprise. They've been elsewhere. They've won in Archives Tellers, and they are heading back downstairs. We've got Ferrell taking that vigil again. He's already had a lot of success. Definitely leading by example as the captain there. So interesting to see if we see a similar approach. With the hatch drop, it wasn't really successful last time, so time will tell. But personally, I'd like to see them maybe try something a little bit different and come through servers for the more stereotypical push in through servers and blow the double wall, possibly.
Yeah, we've also not seen a lot of action in open area. I mean, you talk about bank and you think about open area and hatches and, you know, using it as quite a key rotation for both attack and defense. And we've not really seen all too much go on in open area yet. So I'd like to see maybe take control of that, spawn at back alley, take control of open, get some hatches open. And like you say, do something with server and just make sure that you've got, you know, all your ducks in a row and your roamers cleared out before you sort of start pushing site and just all dropping one hatch.
Yeah, not to be too critical of that, but it's always going to be difficult dropping a hatch. To me, it's a last resort unless you're maybe 5-3 up and you've got drones in there and know that it's clear. It's always dangerous because you've got that animation time where you can't return fire, and anybody watching that hatch is going to pick up easy kills. So Badger starting us out. He's upstairs with Twitch. He's going to look to move in and clear out that top floor, I'm sure. Open area being droned by Dan as well on the thermite, and Jackal moving in there quickly and aggressively, getting his gadget to use. Now Ferrell and Dealey Die playing upstairs pretty much the same as they did for the Archives Tellers hold, in the same sort of positions. So just trying to deny this entry, which Dealey Die does nicely, taking Mr. Xbox out with a headshot, but gets traded out by Badger, so that leaves us with Legion and Ash off the board. 4v4. Dan moving upstairs gets Ferrell as he comes downstairs, so they just meet in the middle outside open area, and that brings us to 4v3 in favour of the attackers. Now I think that's actually the roam game cleared. I think we're looking at Echo, Jesus and Docky being downstairs now, holding sight, so it's time for the attackers to think about what they're doing and start working towards objective.
Definitely. Good little roam clear there, and I think that moving to an area, it's always good when you play with the Jackal because you can get the scans from the people that have reinforced the hatches in open area. And if it's not someone like an Anchor that's gone and done that, if it's someone that's then gone off and gone on roam, it's just a free scan. You know, you can always figure out where they are. Mate, Badger there picking up a kill onto Zach. That's not an angle you usually win. Looking down into a hatch is always a little bit difficult. So that's going to take us to 4 versus 2. And this is looking like it's going to be Team Boost's first opportunity to get around on the board on bank.
Yep, just playing it patiently. They've got the defenders sort of pinned back now. They've got Jaeger and Bandit both downstairs. Jesus and Docky. Docky is super lit there, and it's time to just start. They've got 1 minute left. They've got to think about where that diffuser is and just start pushing in. And this is the point where I'd like to see that server wall get opened. We've got Corey as Jackal has just dropped the hatch into server, but Jesus picks him up. Badger gets the trade out. Docky picking the trade back up onto Badger, sorry. So that leaves us at a 2v1. Thermite has the diffuser. Surely time to think about start getting that down whilst he's got the cover from Citizen. Docky moving in slowly, going for the nitro toss. Stops the plant from Dan. That's amazing plays from Docky. Is he going to clutch this out from a 1v2?
Docky there has probably got about 4 hit points. Citizen now going to plant the bomb. Docky can probably hear this, and it looks like he's going to get the kill. He does manage to get the kill, and he manages to clutch out the round. That was an incredible play. Talk about, you know, being really quiet, considered, and picking your right angles. Again, making full use of the nitro cell, using his ears and hearing when that plant's going down. And unfortunately, I just don't think that Boost had enough time to fake that plant and, you know, pre-aim the corner or go for it again. But can't help but think that's a missed opportunity by Team Boost as they now go 3-0 down.
Those are serious players from Docky. You can't really sort of legislate as a team for what to do always in that situation. If you've got a player that's just making the right decisions, it can be very difficult to go against. But it's worth mentioning that throughout that situation, he was down to about 10-15 health as well. So that is majorly stepping up for his team on Dave there. Really good play from Docky. Can't stress that enough. That first C4, the Toxic Bandit C4, coming in and taking Thermite off the plant, and then all he did was, as you say, crouch walk in, keep his noise to a minimum, use his ears, use that sound. As soon as the plant was going down, he knew exactly where it was, steps in, gets Ibana, and finishes the round off for his team, leaves them 3-0, and strong favourites at this point. I'd say they've been very dominant so far.
Very convincing, and almost in stark contrast to Border. Border was a very back and forth map. We saw rounds go either way. You know, both teams had great plays, both as a team and individually. And I think that Border was a much more, you know, oh, look at this pre-play C4 from Doki-san. That's horrible. That's directly under the window that goes into stock, I think it is, or yeah, I think it's stock. And that's somewhere that the, sorry to go off on a tangent, but it's worth talking about, because that is somewhere that the attackers have pushed every single round. We're moving into now the 4th round of attack and defense for the same team. So, you know, teams haven't switched, playing the new rules. So it's been 4 rounds of attack now for Team Boost. And every round, someone's gone in up there. And I think that Mr. Xbox may get caught out by this C4.
Yeah, and especially with an archive teller's hold, because they're going to want to get in there, get into CEO, and here it comes. Jackal is just about to go through, I believe, and it'll be interesting to see whether the Bandit can just be aware enough that he's coming in to get the kill with that pre-placed. I don't think the drone has picked it up. No, I don't think he's seen it there, so it's going to be interesting to see whether he can get it.
Oh,
no,
it looks like Bandit.
He blows it, but it doesn't look like it's gone.
Looks like Bandit may have blown that a little bit too late, or just didn't quite throw it in the right place.
Might have actually taken it out, you know, because he definitely detonated it. But if you look at the floor in stock there's no damage to it. So I'm wondering if the Twitch maybe got into open area and just took that out.
Maybe the Twitch has saved the day. But that would have been a really sneaky thing, and that's something that really starts to play into your mind, you know, your mental mindset when you start getting caught out by things like that. You start to feel like the world's against you a little bit. But we've still got 5 versus 5, but they have used quite a lot of the round, so it is interesting to see. First kill there coming out from Mr. Xbox onto Zach. I think he may have even got that through the drone, or is going to put his Ash charge through, just trying to get rid of any utility that may be blocking opening the door, and Corey is going to get it open. So this could be a first opportunity to get a plant down, but oh Jesus, they're putting good shots in. Didn't quite manage to pick up the kill. Feral there looking on a bit of a rotate, struggling with the wall. Citizen picking up a kill onto Daily Die, and it's going to be Feral. He's going to come up directly behind 2 of them, and he picks up both of them, both Corey and Mr. Xbox, just as they were trying to reset each other, I believe. We've still got Dan out there on the rappel, and Jackal and Citizen. The attack is fairly spread out at the minute, and there's not a lot of you know, there's not much of a push going on. That doesn't seem like, it seems like the plan may have failed. Jesus there looking directly through the barricade at him, but obviously doesn't know he's there. Moving into the final few seconds now, 3 versus 3. What is Boost able to do? Are they able to pick up their first defensive win?
It's certainly looking like it's going to be a defender favoured outcome on this one, because I mean, they were unfortunate a little bit with Feral sort of moving in and getting those kills, but they just don't seem to, since that's happened, they've not regrouped very well. Jesus gets in, Feral gets in, as expected, and I just felt like it was almost just sort of awaiting the inevitable. You know, they did the good run out, they were aggressive. Jesus came out of sight as soon as that door got opened. He put shots in, he was unlucky not to get the kill on the Thermite, but then whilst the attackers were trying to reset each other behind that desk, Feral just wandered on in there as Vigil, bang bang, 2 kills, and all of a sudden a 5v3 is a 3v3, and that starts playing in your mind big time. That's exactly what's happened, and I think that is the exact turning point of that round there from the captain.
It does seem like Boost are going for some quite hard challenges, and what I mean by that is when they're going into engagements, they tend to be losing quite a lot of health in the process. So even if they get the kill, they're kind of trying to reset each other, and I think that's what's caught them out there. I think with Ash maybe getting reset, or Hibana, or one of the two. But that's what really, sort of slowed down, and that's the thing that can really, stall out attacks. And it's a difficult thing to overcome because I guess what can you do? You're going to go into a gunfight. You need to win it. You need to expose yourself. You're going to get shot. But I think it's how they deal with it. Sometimes maybe better to just try and play through it, and just try and get your drones out there, get all your utilities spent, and then go for like a bit of a challenge and use your hit points that way. But definitely a difficult one. And again, Boost there unable to make anything happen. Can they do something here? Are they going to try something else? Are they going to push Garage? Are they going to push Garage maybe?
Yeah, they have to get in here and get a win. Definitely. If they don't get a win here and it's 5-0, I've seen that before on the new rules. And when you've only got to get the one round, then you've then got Dave coming in on attack, and they're going to be confident, and they're going to inevitably pick up that round. Docky just getting drawn out. He's obviously trying to defend open area there, but it looks like surely he should bail here. He knows he's got guns against him, but he's actually moving back in. Maybe they'll presume that he's gone, but no, he's going to get drawn again. Out comes the C4, but he can't get anybody, and surely it's time to leave now. With that holo against the ACOGs, he's fighting a losing battle. Citizen picks him up, and he gave Citizen time there to come round into open area. I really think he should have left that a little bit sooner.
Yeah, Jesus there picking up the kill onto Badger, so all is fair, 4 versus 4. And again, a bit of I think, an aggressive play from Doc, but he's got the confidence to do so. The 4-0 up, the 2 rounds away from taking this map. And, why wouldn't you play a little bit more aggressively? These guys are clearly, you're going to be doubting yourself after losing 4 on the bounce, and that's something that as on the opposing team, you've really got to try and take advantage of that and make the most of it, I think. So we're gonna have Vigil upstairs, Daily Die there, picking up a kill onto Mr. Xbox. So that will be Ash. Sorry, that's the Legion taking out the Ash. And slowly but surely, once again, Dave eSports just going to pick off. Dan is going to be moving upstairs, looking to clear some of these roamers, but Jackal is now off the board. So Jackal's going to be, good handy utility to have in doing this. But Vigil there picking up a kill onto Dan. That's a great long-range kill with the SMG-12.
I must say, Ferrell's had a brilliant game on Vigil so far. He's doing exactly what his team needs from him. Currently 4v2 up, and he's still stalling them upstairs. We've still got Hibana, who's maybe a little bit tunnel visioned onto that Vigil, but equally knows that he can't just leave him, because as soon as he does, in comes the flank, and Vigil will pick up 1 or 2 more kills. Jesus getting the kill onto Corey. That's bringing us to a 1v4. Hibana knows that he's in there, but can't do anything. Citizen now on low health, but Dan picks up the kill onto Jesus as he tries to rotate. He goes through a Claymore, so that leaves us 1v3, but we've got both Vigil and Castle on full health. Ferrell steps up, gets the kill out of stock onto Citizen, bringing us to 5-0 and a very successful defensive round, phase 4. Dave.
Yeah, the flashbangs there being a lot less successful. Bit frustrating there where you throw 3 flashbangs in and that's the outcome. But you can see from the scoreboard there that Badger there is trying all he can to keep his team up. 7 kills, 4 deaths. The rest of Team Boost are doing what they can. Corey there maybe struggling just a little bit, 2 assists, but fairly equal spread of kills over on Dave. Couple of guys on 7, couple of guys on 4, so all good. But this does lead us into match point, and Dave eSports can take this away after this very round. It looks like the battleground will be downstairs in in lockers and server room.
Yeah, if Dave can take this 6-0, it's going to be a huge blow to Boost in terms of the match overall. They came out strong on Border. Border's always a difficult map to win because everybody knows it. Everybody's got strats, so it's a tricky one. They pick up the win there, and they play some really, really good gameplay, but they come here, they get 6-0'd. You've got Mr. Xbox, who was up on 12 kills on Border. He's now struggling on 2, and it's just it really takes some mental strength from there to turn it around and to go into that 3rd map strongly.
Yeah, and it turns into, everything starts to strain. It turns into quite a long time of concentrating and playing. Playing 3 maps is obviously a great deal longer than playing 2, and obviously you're playing against the same guys, and the format of the way that we play now, I think that I'd go as far as to say that if we were alternating attack and defense, Boosted have picked a round up. But because it's that back-to-back-to-back, I think it really sort of plays on you mentally, and you go into the same sites, you're doing the same things, you're doing different things, it's not working. And I think that's something that's going to take teams a while to adjust. But we've got Feral here trying to push the server room door into CCTV room, and he's already hit some Legion mines. We've got the utility we need down there to... Dave's got the utility they need down there to open that up. But they've still got some roamers upstairs from a boost that they've not dealt with yet. Citizen picking up a kill onto Feral, Corey picking up his first kill onto Jesus. So that's quickly puts in a 5 versus 3. So it's looking much better in Boost's favour now. But because because it's gone so far, they've got a long way to go, and they only need 1 round. So Dan there picking up a kill onto Daily Die. This is looking fantastic. Zach picking up a kill onto Dan, so he's trading that straight back out. 4 versus 2, and Zach is going to start opening up the walls. Doc-san picking up a kill onto Corey. 3 versus 2. Can Zach and Doc close this out on a 6-0?
This is going to be very, very damaging if from 5, I think it was 5v3 if I'm correct. That's going to be damaging if they can turn this round, and Boost do not win this round. They have to take the first round here. Thermite getting that wall open, but Badger just coming back into sight slowly there. They've got to watch for this plant going down. They've got Ash and Thermite looking to work together. I'm not sure who's watching that, but Ash on brilliant cover there, but they just managed to bait that smoke out. Legion throwing traps out as well, just trying anything they can to stop that plant. But
Doc-san picking up the kill onto Badger, and the plant nearly went down, but just didn't quite. Are they able to pick up the kill onto Legion? Looks like they're going to miss a little bit, but Zach picks up the kill onto Mr. Xbox. So this is going to take us into a 1 versus 2. The diffuser now, I believe, is going down. Last smoke grenade. Doc-san picks up the kill as Smoke tries to throw it. And that's going to be a pretty convincing win for Dave Esports, taking it 6-0 on Banked.
What a turnaround at the end there. They were the man disadvantage major. I think it was 5v3 early into the round, and they've just played it patiently. They've opened up that wall. Thermite's done a couple of fake plants and just started to draw them smokes out, and they've baited them. They've been going in looking for the kills to stop the plant, but they've just each time fallen onto the swords of Dave.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think that that was very convincing from Dave Esports, and I think that if you watch the border game and you see how sort of back and forth it is, I don't think you'd think it was the same guys playing, because for some reason Boost just didn't seem to be able to chain anything together that time, and that really hurt them. Like you said, Ace, Mr. Xbox struggling for kills after doing so well on border. Corey there, I think he managed to get 1 kill. He was struggling as well. I think he got a couple of assists, but I think there was just too many standout plays on Boost. So, sorry, too many standout plays on Dave Esports. So, yeah, really difficult one, and it's going to see how it's going to be interesting to see how it plays into the mental state now, moving into this third map.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Boost now. They're going to have to turn this around, come back from a 6-0. To be honest, I think Dave there won that map largely on the roam. Feral playing as Vigil upstairs on defend was just, he was all over them and just wasted so much time every round, and so much time and resource spent trying to clear those two, Legion and Vigil, out from upstairs. Just made it very difficult for them to consider getting the plants down.
I think it's interesting how we saw a shift off Lion as well. I think we saw Lion for the first couple of rounds from Boost, but then after that, they just didn't bring him at all because they realised that he really wasn't doing anything. They continued to bring the Jackal, and I think that's how the meta is going to develop. I think the meta will develop into more of a Jackal meta than Lion. A little bit back to, previously to what it was. Jackal's obviously a fantastic operator, shotgun, smoke, and the trackability that recently got reworked a little bit. And I think that possibly maybe plays into it a little bit, because to struggle to win attack rounds, if you'd have said you're struggling to win attack rounds sort of, a month ago when Lion was at his height and all that sort of stuff, then you would have said, well, something's going wrong here. But to be able to chain 6 defensive wins together as Dave Esports, I think that was a good feat, and it kind of goes to show that Lion might have been a bigger factor than we think recently.
I think you're right. I think the introduction of Lion, I mean, nobody can argue it's not a secret. The introduction of Lion really turned not just the meta but the gameplay that you see on its head. And it just became, as I've said a few times, these teams are made up of 5 players, so each player is 20%, and when one of those slots is permanently taken up by an operator like Lion, it's obviously going to dictate the game around it, and that's what Lion did. And I'm glad to see that impact has been reduced. But as you say, it's now we need to see, are we going to go back to a defender favoured meta, or is another attacker going to sort of step into that breach? Maybe lessons learned from the use of Jackal and Lion, just bringing Jackal back into the eye of how powerful he can be. Is that then going to, continue through and maybe level it out at more of a 50-50 between the attackers and defenders, which is, ultimately what you're aiming for?
Yeah, I mean, I think it runs deeper. I think it almost could, and I don't want to cast massive aspersions. It's, it's only a thought, but the introduction of Lion has potentially made attackers a little bit more lackadaisical, a little bit more, not taking things. I don't want to use the words not taking things seriously, but maybe not being as on top of the game as they need to be. And maybe the kind of the skill reduction in Lion and the global ability of like, bang, let's find everyone. Let's also use this operator that complements him. Let's use this operator that complements him. And all of a sudden, you've got yourself a position where you press one button, get a global ability, press another button, get a Dockerby call, get someone's footprints, and you've pinpointed one person. You can hear another, and they run. You can see them. You pick up 2 quick kills, and all of a sudden, open the walls, kill the rest. So I think that having all that removed now, you're going to have to go back to how attack was played, 6 months ago or however long Lion's been out for, and go back to a time before that where you really did use your drones, you really did use your utility, and try and get yourself to a stage where you don't need him. And I think that's the key. I'm not saying that, one team needs him. I'm not saying that Team Boost needed a Lion because, Lion's ability was broken. It was obvious. It's been changed because it was broken. But I think there's definitely work to be done on attack now to kind of get back to where we were 6 months ago in terms of how flawless attacks were working back then.
Yeah, I'd agree with everything there. And I think, the other thing to consider now is we've got only a few weeks left of the game as it stands at the minute of the current meta, and we are then going to be getting 2 new defenders introduced. So with the reduction in Lion's ability and effectiveness, how is that going to impact on then the defensive meta changing with the introduction of potentially a turret? There's been discussion about holograms potentially as a decoy. So are we going to see a more defender favoured meta next season than we have done this season? I have to hazard a guess that we probably will.
Definitely could do, and that's something to be sort of mindful of, is that I'd really like it if it didn't flop back and forth. Like, okay, we've had attackers, now we're going to have defenders being better. I'd really like it if it didn't, but I think it'll stay fairly balanced. But now we are ready to move into the next map.
Yep, we will be moving on to Oregon. So Boost will be starting on defense. Dave will be taking their attacks first. The operator bands coming in are Blitz, Vigil, Ying, and Legion. So very similar to what we've already seen. No Ying for that laundry push, but Legion, I think that might be the first time we've seen Legion banned. What do you think about that, X?
Yeah, Legion banned. I think it's good. I love Legion on Laundry Room. I think he's fantastic. I think he can be the difference between winning and losing that site. And the same with kids. I think it's always good to see different operators coming into the ban because we're getting things a bit more differently. It's like we were discussing on Monday night. We watched the same out of the 2 maps that we watched on Monday. We watched the same 2 maps played. So we watched each map. We just watched the same map 2 times basically. And despite the fact that we watched the same environment and the same map, we saw different operators banned, and it just goes to show how different everything can be every time.
Yep, so we're going to see that laundry room hold, as you'd expect with Mirror not being banned. That's no surprise. We're just waiting for Dan to load in, but I'm sure that'll happen any second now and we can get going. But yeah, so on attack, we've got Capitao, Sledge, Ash, Hibana, Zofia. So Zofia possibly being the one that you might not normally see. But again, very useful with those lifelines. Can throw those down into the supply room closet area that Mira usually occupies. Maybe stun her, make it difficult to, if you time that right along with the plant, it could be just as good as a Ying going in potentially, and Capita with his fire arrows as well. But Sledge, maybe get in there. There's not much verticality to play with when you're looking at a laundry defense, so maybe they weren't necessarily planning on that specifically when they were bringing Sledge, but he is good for clearing attic and meeting hole potentially.
Yeah, definitely. Sledge is... I don't know. I think last time that Feral played a Sledge on border, they tried to play for something very quickly. So potentially we're going to see a very quick construction push. And, potentially we're going to see a very quick construction push straight into supply room, try and get a plant down, use Capital, use Zafir, maybe send Zach over to the lobby area to get the hatch. You never know with these guys what they're going to bring, because it can be so creative every time, just purely based on the operator selection alone. I'm glad not to see Blitz again, and I think that Ying for the hatch is probably also a good thing. It makes armory viable. It makes laundry room very viable. No Ying, and especially with the mirror and the smoke. So moving into the game now, we did have a little bit of a wait there, just as one of the players got loaded in, but we are all loaded in now. So we have got Team Boost is going to be on the defense, and Dave eSports is going to be on the attack.
Yep, I think Mr. Xbox possibly just having some audio issues there. So we will be going for a rehost so that he can get his game sorted, I think, and get that audio back. So important in Siege, so definitely need to get that sorted for him.
Yeah, unfortunately there looks like we're going to hit a rehost, but it is the first one we've had, so not too big of a deal. Well, let's talk about Oregon. Let's talk about the operator bans. I know we've gone through it a little bit there, but yeah, why have we not seen much Ying so far? Ying's been nerfed now as well, don't forget.
Yep, Ying has been nerfed, had the smokes taken away. So that, I'd have expected maybe that to be more of a factor for Ying not being banned potentially, because it is a significant nerf when you think of combining her with Glaz, or now she has to bring another operator with her to have those smokes. So it dedicates 2 operators to one element of a strat. So I might have expected to see other operators banned ahead of Ying maybe, but nope, we're still seeing it raining in on Ying, unfortunately. Vigil, as we've seen previously, really, Vigil, very popular ban on Oregon so far. It'll be interesting to see this when these operator bans actually join the Pro League. That's one thing that I'm really looking forward to seeing, because it changes the meta every map almost. It's,
looking forward to see when the Pro League catch up.
I here on CCS, but yeah, it just changes the meta every single map. It's you take Mirror out of Oregon, as we've already commented on, and it completely changes lobby as to whether it's actually feasible or not.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think despite the Vigil nerf that we also seen in the latest patch, obviously his cloak doesn't last for as long, but it recharges sooner, so it's kind of a balance thing. Despite it's still been quite handy, and I think he's definitely handy enough to worth banning on Oregon. I can totally understand that, but like you say, Ying getting banned, I think it's the Candelas, and it's always interesting to see what players at a high level of the players that play the game very competitively and at a decent level think of the operators, as that's usually a good sort of line in the sand as to how the operators are going to play out. So Ying still seeing the ban. Does something need to be done with the Candelas or not? Personally, I don't think so, but potentially they are very powerful, especially when you compare them to a flash grenade. I think we saw how sort of unpredictable, I think maybe be the polite way of saying it, how unpredictable flash grenades can be. On Bank, one of the last kills was a flash grenade kill, and it didn't really do much. But it does look now like we are moving back into the game. I think we've had a little bit of a reboot for one of the players. Hopefully we can bring you in a little bit, or bring the game in a little bit quicker this time.
I'm sure it will do. I don't think we'll have those same loading issues. It looks like Dan has already loaded into the game there, but obviously there's a further stage to go yet. We have got very similar lineup, if not identical, I think. We've still got the sledge on attack of Feral, yep. So we're still going for laundry room, and we'll see what happens. Oh no, Dan's struggling on that loading a little bit again. We'll see what happens on the first round. Obviously, Dave, I mean, the rehost could potentially play in favour of Team Boost. Dave have come into this with a lot of momentum. So by having that sort of 10 minutes now in between maps, it might just slow things down a little bit for Dave.
Without a doubt. And we've seen how powerful... I'll start again. We've seen how powerful momentum can be this evening already. You know, a 6-0 victory is no mean feat, especially with the new rules of 5 defenses in a row, 5 attacks in a row. So I think that for them to be able to achieve that is very good, and it shows how key momentum is. And it's not that you've got the momentum; it's that the other team doesn't have it. I think that not having it is worse than having it, because obviously if you everything you do just seems to be going wrong and you can't be getting anywhere. But nothing better than a 5-minute break. You know, get a break, get a drink. This rehost, as you said, Ace, will play directly into the hands, and it looks like they're going to be pushing construction as we kind of predicted in the first loading screen.
That's a really aggressive start so far. That's 2 already into construction. So they are moving very quickly down there. And it looks like there's more coming to join them. So obviously trying to maybe ignore Hatch and just throw things off a little bit, because you would expect the Hatch and Stairs push. So let's see what early action we get here with Docky moving in on Ash. Gets himself upstairs. Shots put in onto Dana's mirror there, but also Docky taking shots as Ash. So we're just trading backwards and forwards at the minute, and this is definitely going to be a flashpoint with a construction push. It's always going to be the case, because you're coming through single doors, and it's just, you know, you don't have those multiple entry points like you do from main lobby.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think we saw a smoke used at sort of 2 minutes 30 there, which is great from Dave eSports. They're, you know, flushing out the utility really early doors. But Mr. Xbox there picking up a pixel peek onto Doc just as someone ran across him. So bit of an unfortunate one there for Docky-san there. That's going to take us to 3 versus 4 as 2 quick kills coming back to back. Badger getting dearly die, and Zach then trading straight out to Badger. A lot of play around these hatches this time, which isn't something you see every time. Usually the hatches come in later, but they're happening right now. Dan picking up a kill onto Zach. 2 versus 4. Just as I say that, Feral with the SMG-11 picks up the kill onto Dan. So that's the mirror off the table. So we're left with a Smoke, Jaeger, and an Ella. Ella there is going to be challenging, I believe it's Feral at the bottom of the tower stairs, and does manage to get the down.
Will he know, though? Because obviously no point notifications. Yes, he does. Citizen moves in with the pistol, gets the kill onto Feral, then starts working the hatches for that last guy, Jesus, on Sophia, and he's having to watch that hatch now. He's got the pistol sight on there, being one of the Polish Grom operators, but it's going to be a big ask from Jesus now. He's 1v3, super lit, and trying to approach from construction. Personally, I'd maybe like to see a little rotate. He's 2 speed, 40 seconds, potentially has time, but it all depends on that diffuser.
Yeah, that's a really tough position to be in. It was a bit of a pistol sisterly duel, that. I think they both had him out at one stage and going, but he's got a lot to do here, and Ella's obviously still got the height advantage, and Citizen takes full advantage of that, just waits it out. You know, the onus is on Jesus there to make something happen and do something, and, you know, hanging out at the hatch and just waiting until you hear the footprints and stuff like that, it can make things a little bit easier. So a good first round.
Good first round from Boost, and that's exactly what they're going to have wanted coming into this. You can't underestimate the impact that's going to have on them mentally there. They've come in from a 6-0 loss. They've had a good 5-10 minute break whilst there was a rehost, and now they've come in and picked up that first round very confidently. So, yeah, a good start there.
Definitely a good start, and exactly what you said. It's just what they needed. You know, anything other than a win on that, and you're going to be looking at the league. But to pick up a win on Oregon, obviously Oregon being the decider map, so it isn't anyone's pick. It just kind of got brought in. So I'm sure that, you know, Oregon's very similar to Border. Everyone's got a good idea of how to play it, and we've seen some fantastic Oregon play in the first game.
Yep, so
which
we...
is-
Sorry there, Rex. We're back up into kids' dorms and main dorms. Now, we haven't seen many successful defences of this tonight. We've seen them overrun a few times from master bedroom pushers, so it'll be interesting to see if Dave come in with a similar approach.
Yeah, definitely. I think we saw one successful defense in the first game, and that was I think at the time we called it a reactive defense. I think they'd seen the way that it was pushed the previous 2 times, and you know, decided that they were going to hold it a different way. So I think that it would be fair to say that attackers have got, you know, maybe a better chance at winning upstairs, but provided that you learn from that and you figure out what they're doing, where they're pushing from, how they're doing it, you're always able to adapt on defense, and that's going to be one of the key things moving forward in this new 5-on 5-off IQ. They're going to be throwing out some grenades straight away, but getting caught up in the ADS device from Mr. Xbox there.
Yeah, I suppose it's where you place your value there. Personally, I'd maybe like to see a couple of flashes go in or something to burn those ADSs, because the frag's taking out so much utility there. And as we know, flashes can be a little bit temperamental in terms of whether they actually flash you or not. So probably slightly less value. But Zach moving in with the first kill onto Citizen. So that takes the Castle off the board. But as we've said already, Castle, one of those operators whose job will be done. Little bit, I've not really seen that mirror layout before put in that direction, so that's interesting. Corey gets the kill onto Doki. Definitely an interesting way of watching, and there comes the frag grenade from Feller onto Corey. Interesting way of watching, kids, but it leaves you open to that direct approach from double window that he's just fallen to. Zach getting the kill onto Badger, so that leaves us in a 4v2. Mirror and Jaeger with it all to do on site. They've got him on the rappel, they've got him on the double window, the fire arrows come in, and it's all against them, but Dan gets the hip fire kill onto Dealey Die at the window. Ferrell comes in though and trades him out, so that leaves us 1v3 with Mr. Xbox with it all to do, but Zach jumps in through double window, picks up the kill and closes out the round.
Yeah, attackers winning the round very convincingly there. Good win for Dave eSports. I think that mirror was just interesting. I've never seen it, and it's tough because as soon as you drone that and you figure out what's going on and where the mirror is placed and, you know, how they're doing it, the mattresses, you can shoot through the mattress. So you can just shoot the guy out of there and shoot the, you know, the canister open and off you go. But obviously there's a reason for doing it. But unfortunately, it just didn't quite seem to work. I don't think that kids get sort of taken over that easily. I think playing someone in attic is maybe more beneficial to kind of prevent someone out on the rappel, and then use the mirror in the conventional way, facing into you know, the dorms. But we're going to see another defense downstairs, which last time was successful. So let's see if Team Boost can pick this win up and then maybe go back upstairs and, you know, do things just a little bit differently next time.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the right decision to move. It's something that we've already spoken about tonight, you know, not banging your head against the wall. That attack was won convincingly upstairs, so definitely the right thing to do. Get yourself downstairs. You're 1-0 still. Don't let yourself fall behind at this stage. Just go down where you're confident and try and pick up that laundry hold again. Good to see. I'm excited to see whether we get that aggressive construction push again. I don't think we are going to.
No, it looks like we're going for a bit more of a conventional sort of junkyard street spawn, get some map control and, you know, really force all the roamers and everyone down to site. It doesn't look like Boost have got a large presence upstairs. I think they maybe have a couple of guys playing in meeting and one in attic, but certainly nothing in kitchen or upstairs in kids' dorms.
No, and Ferrell has sprinted into Kitchener's Jackal there, so another aggressive push from Dave, much like we saw last time in construction, but just from a different angle. So, like you say, I think currently just the one in meeting there. I think it's Bandit, and yeah, starting to take very quick control of this first floor, which is going to leave them to get hatch open and start moving on. But we do have Citizen at rear stage there, so he's going to probably look to push through. Mirror just moving underneath there, you can see. and Mr. Xbox up in attic. So they're really trying to hold that meeting hall side, and Zach getting the first kill onto Corey. So that takes smoke off the board. Now, from calculation, I think that leaves just Mirror down in sight. So maybe time to start pushing sight for the attackers if they realise that.
Yeah, I think that Mr. Xbox maybe even on the yeah, he's upstairs in the attic, but there's definitely guys on the laundry stairs. Citizen's now going to get some kills. He's going to get Zach, and Badger is going to get Daily Die. But the diffuser is down at this stage, so we're in a 3 versus 2. But bold as punch, Badger's on it. Unfortunately, gets taken out by DocuSign. Citizen then taking Feral. So 2 versus 1, and that's it. Citizen gets a kill, but then Jesus trades it straight back out. I think that the way that they pushed site there was perfect because, as you said, although there wasn't a massive roam game, it was far enough away and it was enough of one to say that they weren't able to get down to site quick enough to do anything about it. And I think that's just a classic example of seeing opportunity take it.
Yeah, that's it. We saw that there was the smoke and Mirror playing on site. As soon as the smoke got downed, you know, I said if the attacking team are aware of that, they just need to get down there and plant, because if there's only one operator there, it's reasonably easy for somebody to be planting. You could even have 2 guns down there, just holding Mirror off. There's no way Mirror's going to stop that plant unless they're very, very lucky. So with the 3 holding meeting hall, with the push not coming from there, really. Obviously, you had Feral just attracting a bit of attention going through kitchen, and it was enough to keep the 3 of them in meeting hall. I honestly thought, though, that diffuse was going to stick for a second. He was on the diffuser, and it could have only had a second or so left when they moved in and got the headshot there, Dave.
Yeah, sometimes it's best to get on the diffuser because it's something that they least expect. Especially when there's multiple people alive and then start thinking, right, we're going to go for kills, we're going to get set up, I'll watch the diffuser from over here. You can waste, 3 seconds thinking about that and be, almost halfway through your diffuse. So great initiative from Badger, and just a little bit unfortunate that he didn't manage to pull it off. But I'm glad to see that they're going to go down there again because they have seen success. And, they obviously saw success the first time. So it certainly makes sense to go back down to Laundry and just see if they can do any, just see if Boost can do anything just a little bit differently. Maybe get a few more lines of rotation back towards the objective, or maybe not rotate and roam so hard.
Yeah, and Dave mixing it up again this time, so they're going back through to rear stage, and that's something that I really like that we're seeing from Dave so far, is a lot of variety in these attacks. I don't think I've seen them try the same thing twice yet. This time they're looking to get into meeting hall from rear stage and clear out from there. So on the same objective 3 times, we've seen a construction push, we've seen a push from stairs and getting the diffuser down, and we now see a meeting hall push. Will they know that Citizen is in dining hall? I would expect so. Dave's droning so far has been very thorough, I think. So hopefully, for them at least, they will know that Citizen is there, and they will be looking to avoid that late flank from him.
Yeah, definitely looks like they wasted no time. Citizen there does seem to be undrone, but Doc is Sam picking up Corey. Badger then trading straight out. Feral trading that straight out. So these blows are getting traded back and forth. But Dave has come out on top on that one, putting it into a 4 versus 3. Oh, Citizen there narrowly missing the kill onto Jesus. So again, just picking another one off, and that's going to take us to 4 versus 2. So there is a lot to do now for Dan and Mr. Xbox. Dan there getting flashed repeatedly by the Zafir, and we've got some fire arrows coming down as well, I believe. Mr. Xbox picking up the kill onto Feral, bringing it down, just bringing the odds a little bit more in their favour. But a C4 kill from Dan brings it to 2 versus 2, and now Zach picks up the kill onto Mr. Xbox. Daily Die picks up the kill onto Dan, and unfortunately, despite bringing it back, they just couldn't quite get it. I think the aggression just proved a little bit too much in the end. And I've got to say, Dave eSports are really taking the fight to them this time.
Yeah, that's it. They've stopped after that temporary blip. We came into this, obviously, as we said, after a break, and then they come in, they get the first round, and it all starts looking like Team Boost might be turning things around, but then Dave have come back and said, no, not today. They've got 3 on the bounce, and they're looking at their final attacking round now. If they can come out of this 4-1, they're really going to be in a position to take this match.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defended.
Yeah, I think especially on attack on Oregon, because although we do talk about it being, a relatively 50-50 map and fairly fair, and especially Ying off the board, does make Laundry a bit more viable to defend, but, Dave at the minute, they aren't going for the hatch. They aren't really going for the stairs. They're kind of doing all the work first and then using it as a late, just another angle to push the objective from later on. So I don't really think that you can attest the wins to the fact that it's anything other than just, good use of what's available to them and doing things that are a little bit more unpredicted. Playing the meeting room hatches as much as they are isn't something that you do, isn't something that you see all the time. And moving into defence, I think if they could pick up a couple of defends down in Laundry, they could take this quite convincingly.
Yeah, it's a good point that you made there, and it's interesting to ask if you think maybe that's based on the operator bans, because teams are having to think of new ways of attacking. So if you don't have mirror, you're planning for somebody who doesn't have a mirror, or maybe, yes, you're going to push downstairs, but if they do have mirror, maybe let's go a different way, let's attack from somewhere else. And I think we're just seeing a little bit more variety when we're looking with those operator bans.
Yeah, definitely. It forces people to think a little bit differently, and I've no idea how Badger there didn't pick up the kill onto Ash. It did look like it could have been a headshot, but not quite. We've got a couple of guys playing upstairs. We've got Mr. Xbox playing up in small dorms, but it does seem like Dave eSports are going to be doing their due diligence and getting people flushed out. Doki-san getting the kill onto Dam, so that will be Mirror out of the picture.
Yep, good first kill there, just getting things started for the attackers. They're trying that same nade that they did last time onto Corey, but the ADS takes it out. And is there another one coming in? Yes, they get the down, so that's the same nade twice over, taking Corey out. And Feral just moves in, finishes things off, and then Badger comes in, trades onto Feral, so that leaves us 4v3 in favour of Dave eSports on the attack, and the diffuser goes down. All for the defenders to do on this retake, but 2 quick kills from Docky and Zach bring us with Citizen trading back out onto Jesus, leave us at a 3v1. Citizen with it all to do on Castle. He's got approximately about 30 seconds or so to do something about this, either get 3 kills or get the diffuser. I've got to say it's unlikely at this point. He is lit. He's got about 25 health. He knows that there's somebody there, but how do you move past Ash on White Stairs? He does. He gets up, gets the kill onto Docky with some quick movement, so that's great, but he's running out of time, and I think the attackers have already done enough.
It's a horrible spot on the top of White Stairs. The spot where Doki-san was led in there, and it's so brutal to challenge, but really good try there, but just not quite enough. I think that the attackers managed to get the bomb down, and they did something very similar to last time, and I'm a bit disappointed because, not very reactive from Team Boost. They kind of played the same mirror.
Got hit by the same nade.
I think it was Corey that got hit by the same nade, and it was the same ADS that took out the first one, but then got burnt by stuns, and just very repetitive, a little bit predictable, you might say. But we've got to remember, Team Boost are a fairly new side, so please don't think that we're hitting on them too hard. We're not, we're not giving them so much of a hard time. It's just obviously from a spectator's point of view, it's very easy to see what you think's going wrong, despite the fact that you may be incorrect in what you're saying yourself, and I think we often are. But I think that just a little bit frustrating. But you can definitely see the talent there. Moving into the second phase of defences now, so it's going to be Dave on the defence. Let's see what they can bring. They've chosen to go upstairs straight away, which is a bold choice. I would have expected a downstairs, but obviously something in mind.
We've got a pulse for the first time now that Dave is on the defence. They've opted to bring a pulse, which is always a good option for an upstairs hold if you can keep him alive. So Feral down there looking to play maybe office, dining hall, kitchen area. But if you can keep Pulse alive, he can easily stop the plant with the combination of his heartbeat sensor and his nitro cell. So let's see if that plays out. If he can keep himself hidden in office, it's just going to take some thorough drawn in to move him on. But it looks like we are getting an Armory Master sort of push, and Citizen moving in very quickly with the Ash Rush Shift W meta there.
Doc there picking up a quick kill onto Corey, so that's going to be Jackal off the board. Quickly, Feral getting the kill onto Badger, and Citizen trading out the kill from earlier onto Doc. And we're seeing a Lion play. So is the Lion going to add much? I'm not sure if it will or not, but it's been played nonetheless. So any information will have been gathered. Looks like Mr. Xbox has opened up the wall into Armory down looking onto the corridor, but Daily Die is playing in Watchtower. However, Citizen is aware of his presence, as is Dan, I believe, and I think he may get droned and pushed out of there fairly soon.
Yep, lots for the defenders to do here. Mr. Xbox moving in a Sabana with the diffuser, so could almost solo get in and open that wall up and do the plant, possibly, but I don't know if there's bandits on that wall or not, or whether the Twitch was able to get rid of them before dying.
Very weird from Lion there, kind of repelled all the way up to the top of Watchtower, and then all of a sudden jumped back down and gone straight to the window. So it seems like a call out's come that Mr. Xbox maybe wants to get this bomb planted and get it down. He's starting to get the wall open now. Maybe he's just after Lion's support. Lion, though, still conscious of the Ela that's playing in Watchtower, and this just goes to show that you can't ignore these roamers, although does manage to get him down, but will not know that he has done so. Citizen there picking up a kill onto Zach with the Ash charge. So all looking pretty good at this stage for Team Boost. They are in a 3 versus 2 effectively. However, it does look like they're going to be just continuing to push. They've still got plenty of time on the board, and Jesus has got barely any hit points left. So this is probably the best that Team Boost have looked so far, and I think it can go to be said. I think it's safe to be said that it's due to its kid's bedroom. It's been notoriously difficult to defend.
Yep, Feral just ducking and weaving there in kids, trying to keep himself alive. Jesus having that last sliver of health taken off, but Feral manages to get Xbox with a headshot and moves himself into Attic so he can get Lion on the rappel. That brings him to a 1v1 with Ash. Feral and Ash looking to possibly come together now at the top of Armory Stairs, but who knows who is where. And Ash sees him from... There we go, Citizen moving in, getting the view from behind, and that is unfortunate for Feral. Excellent plays there, getting those 2 kills, especially the kill on the repelling Lion from Attic. Very, very nice from Feral.
I think Citizen was just excited to see Ash then and just kind of did a little bit of a dance. That's going to be the first round in a while for Team Boost, and it's definitely a round that they needed. As we've discussed, kids has been notoriously difficult to notoriously difficult to defend all evening. But it does appear that Dave are going to go there again. They obviously felt like it was close enough. It did come down to 1 versus 1, so they're going to try and take it back there and pick up another round.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Yep, so currently 4v2. If they can manage to get this defense on the board and get it successful, that leaves them a match point for not just this map, but for the overall game as well. Remember, we are sitting 1-all on maps here, so we have seen Border and Bank go 1 in each direction, and Oregon is the decider. Looking like we're getting a very similar setup to last time. We'll see, although Feral has moved off Pulse and onto Jaeger, even though he did have some good players at the end there. So I wonder what the thought process is behind that one.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think in the introduction we were sort of going through the operators that they prefer to play, and I think they've got a fairly flexible side. It seems like a lot of them are comfortable playing a lot of the operators, and it can help to keep things fresh, and especially if someone, it's really handy if someone says, oh, can I take Pulse this time? I've got an idea. And you go, yeah, you know what, take it. I can pick up Jaeger, I can pick up Bandit. And I think that really helps in terms of like team synergy as well, that, people aren't so locked into operators. So, let's expect an interesting play out of Jaeger or Pulse this round and see if we are correcting that.
Yeah, I think it just stops you being predictable as well. Like you say, everybody's going to play Pulse in their own way. Good shots there from Citizen. Sorry, I don't think it was Citizen. It was as Citizen
Daily
was repelling in. Yeah, it was Daily on to Citizen, sorry. The camera just switched at a really bad moment then. It just stops that predictability because everybody's going to play Pulse in their own way. Everybody's going to have the favourite spots with Pulse. So by, swapping it stops you having to actively think about changing what you're doing. And that just happens naturally because somebody else is playing the operator. So, yeah, it'll be good to see what happens in and possibly coming together. Dan with a brilliant shot through the barricade onto Feral, taking Jaeger out of Big Tower, and that's going to give them a lot of security and feel like they can get up on the rappel onto those kids' windows possibly.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that Feral's probably a good operator to take down. He's had a very good night, certainly been chucking the numbers up there, and now they're going to be able to get that wall open into Master Bedroom. Daily Die still playing out in there, but Mr. Xbox managing to pick up a kill onto Zach. Dan still knows that Ella is playing. in Big Tower, but also Badger is there as well, and they're not going to make the same mistake this time. Well, they didn't really make it last time, but they're definitely going to try and push him out. Dockerby phone call coming in, and Dan manages to pick up the kill. So that's a good, efficient roam clear there, and that leads them to a 2 versus 5. 5 versus 1 now. Dan picks the kill onto Doc. So it's all up to Pulse, and he just doesn't quite manage it. Citizen picks up the kill onto Jesus. Second win for the attackers.
Excellent win for Team Boost there. Dan going off, and just it all started with that headshot in Big Tower onto Jaeger, and then he went in, as you said, very efficient roam clear that left 2 on site. So the attackers then have the freedom of the map to just start operating, doing what they want to. Dan moved across from Big Tower over to objective, picked up the kill. I think it was on the mirror behind bomb, and then the last kill came in from Citizen onto the roaming Pulse.
Citizen there as the team captain, leading by example. Hitting 10 and 4, I believe it is. And this is really good from Boost. I think that they've definitely got a chance now. They've changed some good rounds together. Obviously, Dave eSports now are definitely going to have to go downstairs, down to Laundry, and see what they can make happen down there. But they've gone from having quite a comfortable lead to it being a little bit closer than they probably want it at this stage. And, you know, they're kind of one round away from it being equal. And all of a sudden, you know, if you've got to go back upstairs to kids, and it's been very attacker favoured all evening. So definitely interested to see how this plays out, and what a fantastic game we've got here.
Dave definitely wanting to pick this round up now, get it to match point before Boost make it to 4. If this draws level, it becomes, I think it starts to slip in the favour of Boost then, personally.
Yeah, definitely. I think the only point of contention is the kids hold, and it's been so difficult all night for any team really to make anything happen aside from the final round from Method earlier, but you know, in the previous game. But you know, could we see something as drastic as a different bomb site picked? Is that what's needed at this stage? A real, you know, catch someone really off guard?
Yeah, you're not suggesting a rear stage hold, are you? That could be beyond dramatic.
I wouldn't go as far as that. I'd probably go as far as to say downstairs, but
let's see how it pans out. We've obviously got the possibility of overtime. Let's not forget we're 1-0 on maps here, so don't go anywhere. This is a fantastic end to a very close match so far. Both teams having their favoured map and doing very well on it, so it's potentially even unlimited overtime to finish.
Yeah, definitely, and that's something that we've seen a little bit of. We've only seen it go a couple of times, but someone getting picked up on the Lion scan there, I believe it would be Jesus in meeting room. So Dan's going to have a pretty good idea of where he is, and to be fair, Dan's playing a very good job of Lion, and even despite the nerf, the recent nerf that we've seen, he's certainly doing good work with him. And that Vex is an absolute beast. He's going to put some shots in there, but unfortunately not successful in getting the kill, and Jesus is going to get Jesus is going to trade it back out and get the kill onto Dan. So unfortunately Dan didn't manage to do anything there, and Jesus just managing to get the headshot through the barricade.
Excellent play from Jesus there. Not only did he get Lion scanned, he then managed to get himself safe, avoid the shots coming in from Lion, and then picked him up on a wall bang pretty much through the barricade. Excellent play. But also interesting to mention, before I do, Feral picking up the kill onto Badger, getting a second onto Citizen, leaving 5v2 in favour of Dave. This is looking good for them to get to that match point. Yeah, interesting to comment that we actually saw the difference in the scan from Lion there. When Jesus stopped moving, the scan stopped having effect. Feral moving in with another 2. I think that's a 4k for Feral, picking the team up, leading by example, getting them to that match point, and he's going to be desperate now for them to push over the line and pick up their first win here in CCS EU.
Definitely match point now. Feral, as you said, leading by pure example and putting the numbers up for his team as well as being the captain. So we're going to see, I would imagine it's going to be a kids' dorm, but I would not be surprised if it switches. 13 and 6, and Citizen there 10 and 5. So each captain doing their very best for the team in terms of kills to try and frag and get as many as they can. However, Dave eSports currently on top, going to choose to go to kids' dorm again. Are they able to do it? I definitely think that they're able to. I'd love to see it played a little bit differently to as it has been previously. But the attackers have got a very similar lineup, and they've been very convincing in the way that they've won it so far.
I could be wrong, but I don't think that we saw a Valkyrie last time out, so it would suggest that they are playing it a little bit differently, if I'm correct in that. We've got Feral back on the pulse there, we've got no Jaeger this time, and I think that's where the sacrifice has been made to bring Valk in. So are they maybe wanting to switch things up by just bringing that aggression with a run out here and there, maybe get a quick 5v4, 5v3 situation with a run out?
I think that if you think about this in terms of rounds and you think that no one's won defending upstairs in kids yet, let's play this round really aggressively, and it's either going to work or it's not. If we end up playing this round really aggressively and it works, we win. If we don't, we go back down to laundry and we've got a chance of winning. If we don't win that for whatever freak reason, they're going to have to defend laundry or kids, and so far attacking's done a lot better all night. So I think that Dave eSports will certainly be wanting to win this round, don't get me wrong, but they'll be mindful of the rounds to come, and in 2 rounds' time, in 1 round's time, we are going to have to switch back to defense again switch back to defense for Boost, so that'll be playing into the mind a little bit, I'm sure. But as I'm saying that, Team Boost aren't wasting any time in getting into the building.
Yeah, like you say, sometimes it's just about playing the odds and thinking about, your potential situations for the next round and the round after. But Pulse doing some good work there down. He's got the scan of armory, but just misses Mr. Xbox, who must have moved forward just before that Nitro toss went up, and that gives Pulse's location away in Garage, so he's going to have to move out now, or he's likely going to get pinched. I think that's what's happening there. They move in towards Garage, but excellent kill from Pulse. Feral moves out, one captain onto another, takes Citizen down and takes Ash off the board, so that removes some vertical options, and Pulse just continues on that deadly roam.
Yeah, the Valkyrie cams maybe going to work not as well as they would hope now that the Dockerby's got the cams, but Badger there picking up a kill onto Daily Die, so that's going to be the Valkyrie off the table anyway, and this is going to be a 4 versus 4. Very tense last round, all to play for. The team's obviously taking this one a little bit slower. We're a little over a minute in, and we've had a couple of kills, but we've not seen sort of the explosive trading back-to-back gunfights that we've seen in previous rounds. So very obvious that Dave eSports want to close this one out here, I think, and that Boost don't really want to make any mistakes. So we're going to be opening up the wall from Master into small dorms, and Feral there, he's got someone on the scanner out on the attic roof. Jesus there picking up a kill onto Badger. Corey trading it straight back out to Jesus. This is what we're saying about the kills. Docky-san onto Mr. Xbox. So that's going to be a 3 versus 2. Lion and Dockerby got it all to do.
Yep, so far so good in terms of the defence for Feral, and you've just got them holding lines of sight largely now in the objective, waiting for those pushers. Docky goes down, that's going to leave us in a 2v2, but we've got Ella down, so it's now a 2v1. The captain has it all to do. He hears somebody on the rappel, and that's the 2v1, so that's the kill confirmed. And now Feral against Lion and Dockerby, but they are on low health, and he is full. He gets the first. Can this be a 1v2 clutch? This is Feral. He's coming in through the smoke. He's looking possibly for a plant. They're in the same room, but they don't know it. The tension is unbelievable. Feral just moves out. He's having to go for a plant, and the defenders win the round as they run out of time. Feral does exactly what he needed to and wins the round, the match, and the game for his team. That's 2-1 in favour of Dave eSports, and that was fantastic clutch play from Feral there.
15 kills from Feral there. That's incredible. I think that, unfortunately, Dan just ran out of smoke then. I think he was in the smoke and they were kind of playing a bit of cat and mouse, but what an exhilarating game, and definitely a fantastic showing from Team Boost. To say that they formed just before the CCS qualifiers started for this season of EU, to say that they've formed so recently is just incredible to see the way that they're playing together. I think that they'd admit that they've got some things to work on, but don't we all? What a fantastic matchup we've seen tonight. This has been very exciting.
Absolutely brilliant play from Team Boost, as you say. Massive props to them coming together just at the beginning of CCS qualifiers. I believe they put the team together, and they've come such a long way. Really good team play, and going up against a team like Dave eSports, who've been together for over a year and pushing them all the way there.